When is the next Clash of Clans update? That is the question on everybody's mind, so I want to give you all of the information you need to know. Welcome back to the channel then, guys. I'm your host, Judo Sloth. I have had a ton of questions recently, particularly in the last week, on my videos, community tab, my Twitter page, as to when the next Clash of Clans update will be. And I think it's a valid question because when I start talking about time frames of updates, you will see that it's around about time. So I think that's where the question is now being asked. But first, let's talk about concrete answers we have from the team. What updates will be coming this year, and what updates are probably not. I'll also be looking at the Clash of Clans history to give you a bit of an idea as to when we could expect these, and I will pinpoint things at the end of the video. But Town Hall 13 is currently the maxed level within the game, and you probably will have heard this, but Town Hall 14 is definitely being released this year. Now, we don't know for sure as to when that update will be. Will it be the spring, summer, autumn, or winter update? But that is what we do know. Clash of Clans like to bring 4 major content updates every year. And we can theorize this in a moment. I will be telling you when Clash of Clans updates tend to be released. But we do know one other thing for certain. There isn't any updates planned for the builder base. No Builder Hall 10, no other adjustments. It is not on the roadmap. Now, we don't know how large the roadmap is, and it could be subject to change, but it sounds like there are no additions to Builder Base. I would probably say this year. The reason I say this year is when I interviewed Darian, he was very clear that they have a prosperous year of updates planned for Clash of Clans. So if he is saying Builder Hall is not on the roadmap, and they have an exciting 2021 ahead, that tends to say to me that they have planned what they are bringing for the entire year. We can take a look at previous years because we know the team want to be a little bit more predictable in their update schedule, and we can go to the Clash of Clans website, click the news section, and see all of the previous updates. You could even go to the Clash of Clans wiki and see a similar thing. But what you will notice is there is a pattern on when updates tend to be released. But I want to hone in on the spring update because that is the next update we will see, the spring update for 2021, so we can really compare previous years to this year and get a gauge as to when the update might be released. So back in 2017, this is when we seen the Builder Base. Interestingly, the Builder Base was released in May. That is when the first update of the year hit. Yes, there were some balance changes, but the major update was in May. That was a little bit of an exception though, because moving to 2018, it was Builder Hall 8 that was released as the spring update, and this was actually in March. We then seen a similar pattern to this over the next couple of years. At the end of March 2019, the season challenges were announced, with it being released and the first hero skin in the beginning of April. Last year, we seen the exact same thing. The introduction of Super Troops to Clash of Clans at the end of March as part of the spring update. I did say I wanted to hone in on the spring updates, but we've seen similar patterns across the summer, autumn, and winter updates. Roughly, we were getting an update every 3 months. And that is exactly what the team said, 4 major content updates every year. However, when I did the interview with Darian, where I asked all of your questions, he corrected me a little bit on this because my understanding based on the patterns was that we had an update at the end of every quarter. We were tending to see an update March, April time. But what he said is they like to categorize the updates as a spring, summer, autumn, and winter update. So it's not that it would come at the end of every quarter, but you could expect an update in the springtime. That was interesting that he said that, because basically, whilst it was a general statement, if we were to relate that to the spring update, what he was saying is that whilst we often see an update at the end of March, early April, you might not always see it at that time, because they don't like to say it's the end of every quarter. So we may see it later on into the spring, such as when the builder base was first introduced. Now, whilst the builder base might not have had the success that was hoped, it certainly was a massive update. With the first release of builder base, we seen 5 builder base levels. It was a huge update, and in my opinion, why it was delayed until the May time, because simply it took longer to produce. I keep my fingers firmly crossed that we don't have to wait that long for this year's update, but honestly, I don't think we will. The main reason I think that, if you did play Clash of Clans back when the builder base was released, you will know there was a lot of frustration leading up to that update, because simply there was not an update for the longest time. It led to a lot of player frustration, and in my recent interview with Darian, I will be referencing that a lot because it gave us a ton of information. He said that the team know content is king. So I don't think they would go that long without releasing content for us. I want to make it clear though that whilst I am able to bring you update gameplay ahead of time here on the channel in the form of sneak peeks, by the way, if you do want to see those when I am able to release them to you, I would recommend subscribing and turning on the notification bell. That's also how you will see my educational but entertaining Clash of Clans videos. However, I do not know anything about the upcoming update. I'm purely speculating with you guys. I have no clue as to whether it will or won't be that long, but given the information we have, which is what I wanted to share in this video, there's a lot of questions. I wanted to summarize everything and tell you exactly what we know from the team, be real with you. Given all of that information, I don't think they would keep it that long, given how important they know content updates are. Plus the fact that over the last couple of years, you have seen the updates tend to be end of March, early April. I just wanted to give you the information from Darian to be real with you, but I would like to think that hopefully we do hear something relatively soon. We're kind of just past the midpoint of March, so that's why I believe questions are starting to be asked. We're getting around about that time, but in recent years it has tended to be end of March into April, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's a little bit longer. Let's tell you a couple of other things that we do know though. Talking of super troops, it was only 1 year ago that 4 super troops were released into the game, and we already have 11. I talked about this in a video a couple of days ago. I'll link you to that at the end of this one because we have more information on Super Troops, but I don't want to duplicate your time. However, they are play testing more Super Troops for this year and hope to bring us plenty of others. We also know that the team like to bring quality of life changes alongside updates. They have said that they have a list as long as your arm. A quality of life change is basically something that makes the experience of playing the game better. That could be changes within the layout editor. It could be the quick train slot, maybe UI changes. They are not major content releases in themselves, but they do tend to bring them alongside updates. And the reason for that, I believe, is that they have to adjust the game code in order to make those quality of life changes. And they will try and bring quality of life changes alongside what it is that they are doing. This is my understanding. So basically, if they were overhauling the clan castle system and they had a couple of quality of life changes in relation to the clan castle, they may bring those quality of life changes with that update because they're already adjusting that area of the game code. It also comes down to how much time they have left in order to implement those quality of life changes alongside the major update itself, because the major content is always going to be the primary factor of an update. I know I'm going back to Town Hall 14 to give you a little bit more information on that, but it is actually the only update information we have for this year. Yes, the little things about Builder Base, but we don't actually know any information about any updates this year. So if you do happen to read things online, a lot of people try and troll you. I will always be 100% honest here on the channel, and I will bring you the update information as soon as we have it. But when I interviewed Darian, I asked the question about the Giga Inferno. We had the Giga Tesla, the Giga Inferno. There is a lot of speculation within the community, questions being asked. What will be next? The Giga Eagle? Giga Expo? What should it be? I was actually pretty happy with his response though, because personally, I am not sure how far they take this. How much can they continue to make the Town Hall stronger and stronger? And do you get to the point where one single defense is so powerful that it makes all of the other defenses pretty much useless? That is my concern with regards to continuing to update the Town Hall. And he basically didn't say whether they are or are not going to bring another weapon to the Town Hall, but the team have questioned whether they should continue to bring updates to the Town Hall weapon, for example the Giga Eagle or something like that, or whether they just leave it as the Giga Inferno. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on that, because I am personally leaning towards the point of not actually continuing to upgrade the Town Hall for reasons I just mentioned. The other thing we know for sure from the team with regards to the release of Town Hall 14 is that they aim to bring a new Town Hall level around about every 18 months. Darian has clarified this is not a hard and fast rule. They actually look at the player base, how many players are maxed and waiting the next Town Hall level. But we've seen a pretty much bang on 18 months difference between the summer of 2018 with the release of Town Hall 12 and the winter of 2019 and the release of Town Hall 13. So with that in mind, we could expect the release of Town Hall 14 around about June of 2021. So it would have basically flipped between the summer update to the winter update and back to a summer update. But again, nobody actually knows. We don't have the information yet. We had this tweet from Darian which said the new Town Hall release is a little while away. He tweeted that last month, but how long is a little while away? It was also 3 weeks ago that I interviewed Darian here on my channel, and he said that the team were not ready to share any information on the next update yet. We had a ton of information in that video about updates within the future, but no real timeline, and I wanted to answer the question truthfully for you, because that is all of the information we have. Since I'm getting the question a lot, I wanted to summarize it for you. If you do want to know about Super Troops though, because we know a little bit more about Super Troops, I did a separate video for that a few days ago. It's linked right here with the subscribe button. You guys take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.